The narco-state strikes back. Cartel chaos engulfs Sinaloa. Blood on the streets. Violence erupts as cartels clash. The streets of Culiacan are running red as rival factions of the Sinaloa Cartel wage a brutal war for control. Since September 9th, the body count has skyrocketed to at least 53 dead and 51 missing, with no end in sight to the bloodshed. Schools have shuttered their doors, businesses have gone dark, and residents cower in fear as gunfire echoes through the city. Where is the security for our children, for ourselves too, for all citizens? It's so dangerous here. You don't want to go outside, one Culiacan mother told reporters, her voice trembling with fear. The gruesome violence shows no signs of abating as Mexico's military struggles to contain the chaos. Governor Ruben Rocha Moya claims over 40 arrests have been made, but it's a drop in the bucket compared to the tidal wave of carnage engulfing Sinaloa. El Mayo's great escape, the arrest that sparked a war. The powder keg was lit back in July when legendary narco kingpin Ismael El Mayo Zambada landed in a small plane near El Paso, Texas. But this was no ordinary border crossing. El Mayo claims he was kidnapped by rivals and delivered to us authorities against his will. Now 74 years old, the silver-haired drug lord alleges senior members of Los Chapitos, the faction run by El Chapo's sons, snatched him up and flew him straight into the arms of American law enforcement. It was a bold move that shattered the uneasy peace between cartel factions and plunged Sinaloa into chaos. Hugs, not bullets. Mexico's president points the finger north. As bodies pile up in the streets, Mexico's president is playing the blame game. Andrés Manuel López Obrador, known for his hugs, not bullets approach to cartels, claims the United States bears responsibility for the mayhem. If we are now facing instability and clashes in Sinaloa, it is because the U.S. government made that decision, AMLO declared, referring to alleged surrender talks between us officials and Los Chapitos. The Mexican president, set to leave office next month, called the operation illegal and insisted there cannot be a cooperative relationship if they take unilateral decisions like this. His successor, President-elect Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo, echoed the sentiment. We can never accept that there is no communication or collaboration. Uncle Sam says, not me. Us denies responsibility. The White House isn't taking AMLO's accusations lying down. Us Ambassador Ken Salazar fired back, calling the notion of American responsibility incomprehensible. When it is said that the United States, we are responsible for what is happening in Sinaloa and other places, well, I do not agree with that, Salazar stated emphatically. It is incomprehensible how the United States can be responsible for the massacres we see in different places in Mexico. That is not the fault of the United States. Salazar claims no U.S. resources or personnel were involved in Zambada's capture, insisting American officials were surprised to find the drug lord on U.S. soil. However, sources have privately confirmed that talks were held with Los Chapitos prior to the fateful flight. Narco Nation, has Mexico lost control? As violence spirals out of control, many are asking if Mexico has truly become a narco-state in all but name. One Reddit user didn't mince words. You know you've lost control when you have to beg criminal murderers to be nice. Mexico is a narco-state at this point, pretending to be a real country with laws. The sentiment was echoed by another commenter. Mexico, I'm sorry, but your government and president are absolutely pathetic. Even those sympathetic to Mexico's plight acknowledge the depth of the problem. It's kinda impossible to do anything government-wise, one user explained. Some cities and counties have maintained a good degree of safety and autonomy, and to a lesser degree some less relevant states, but in the large majority of cities and government-layo positions the reality is you cooperate for money, cooperate for free, or you don't need to plan a whole lot for the future. Tigers and traffickers, the bizarre world of narco-culture. In a surreal twist that highlights the cartel's grip on daily life, Mexico's federal attorney for environmental protection PROFPA is struggling to rescue a pet tiger abandoned in the chaos. The big cat, likely owned by a high-ranking narco, was found tied to a tree as gunfire raged nearby. PROFPA provided military officials with a cage, a dart rifle, and darts to capture the feline. But even Mexico's armed forces have been unable to reach the animal, underscoring just how much control the cartels wield in their territory. The road ahead, can Mexico escape the cartel's grip? As the death toll rises and violence spreads, The future looks grim for Sinaloa and Mexico as a whole. Some argue for a hardline approach, with one commenter suggesting Mexico follow Singapore's example and do what they do to drug dealers there. Others see legalization and economic development as the only way forward. Improving the average person's ability to financially sustain themselves and improving their quality of life would severely reduce the cartel's ability to recruit, one Reddit user opined. But with corruption endemic and cartels deeply entrenched, there are no easy solutions. As one commenter grimly noted, how do you take down an extremely well-funded paramilitary organization with their hands in everything? For now, the people of Sinaloa can only hope for an end to the bloodshed as rival factions battle for supremacy in Mexico's narco wars. Subscribe for more.